think if you have the right light, there are tons of different setups that you can achieve just with one single light. So I'm gonna be recreating some of these frames that are just looks that I'm interested in, things I wanna create in the coming year. Now for this whole video, we're gonna be using the Kelvin Epos, E-P-O-S, however you say that, it's the Epos 600. And I'm gonna be honest, Kelvin is not sponsoring this video, but I have been in their DMs for over a year since they launched their lights because I think their lights are insane, easily the best design lights on the market right now. And I've just been on them, been like, hey, I wanna make a video with your lights. I wanna make some videos about your lights. And they finally sent me out one. So no, it's not sponsored, but yes, I am definitely biased. So do with that what you will. This isn't a review. We're just gonna make some images with some lighting. But I'll say this, even though I'm biased, we're still gonna talk about the budget alternatives to this light, the different options that are about in the same price range. So you're gonna get a full view of the 600 watt full color market, if you will. This is gonna be the main angle, and we've got our BTS angle right here, which is gonna be tracking me. So I'll be able to get all the BTS shots as I achieve them. Now, first things first, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna set up a little tent. So we've got our window here, and in front of that window, we're going to put this thing, the Epos 600. What we also need to do is, because it's sunny outside and we've got this big white garage here, we're gonna need to black out the window first. So we're gonna create a tent and then we're gonna put our light inside. Oh, I should also add, we're going to shower curtain the window so that we get a nice even amount of light on the inside of the window. So first things first, we've got our arm here. We can actually take our pole and put it on like that. We're just gonna have to put you back here. Sorry about that. Then we'll put another arm over here. One downside of this setup is that you probably don't need both grip arms for this setup, but honestly, I'd rather have two grip arms going in and just make it a little bit more secure. We're also on a slope, which is a bit of a bummer. So the other thing I have is this little case right here, which is like my grip case, a little bit of an AKS case, if you will. I have a bunch of little trinkets in here. I have a lot of these. I think there's a world where you could organize this, make it a lot cleaner, but for now, just got some Harbor Freight clips I like to rock with. And I'm gonna need those to hang up the shower curtain. Honestly, I think shower curtains are like one of those tools that everyone's like always telling you need to buy a shower curtain. No one ever buys one. I mean, at least I don't know if people buy one always. But then if you finally do, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna use this thing all the time. But you don't realize that till you actually buy it. So I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling. Okay, let's get into some important stuff. So the Epos 600 is an RGB ACL light. What that means is it uses a full spectrum of color chips to bring you the different colors. Whereas like an RGB WW light uses red, green, blue, and then two different white chips. This is using red, green, blue, amber, cyan, and lime, I believe. If I got that wrong, I'll put it on the screen. But the nice thing about that is that you're actually gonna get a much more accurate range of colors. And that is all that people want, really, because color accuracy, I would say, is pretty important. How many of you have been here, just going back and forth between two stands because you don't have someone else? Yep, that's me. It's my life. Anyways, just praying that these stands have enough height to cover our window. Oh, and that yeah, really hoping for the best here. Anyways, so an RGB ACL light is actually very similar to Aperture's new chip, which is a Blair CG, which is, funny enough, the exact same. It's an RGB ACL, just with a fancy name, and they included indigo, which I don't really know the benefit of that. Aperture will tell you there's a big benefit to it, but I'm not really sure about it. I don't dislike Aperture lights, I'm just saying. If I'm a lighting company, and plenty of companies have already come out with RGB ACL lights, then if I want to come out with something unique, I'm going to have to come up with a new name for it. That's what I would think you would do. Neither here nor there. The point is, I think the RGB ACL is going to be the new standard when it comes to these, you know, COB lights that have a ton of output. You can even see the RGB ACL being the way that people create bicolor lights. So like, for instance, the Aperture 1200X, actually, hey, from what I understand, is the Blair chip, which in theory is RGB ACL. This is all technical, but my point in saying this is that RGB ACL is what the Kelvin Epos 600 has. So that makes this light a really, really accurate light. It's also directly comparable in output and price to the Aperture 600C as of right now. And this actually has more output, a little bit more output than the 600C based on the numbers that both companies give, but it's also a little bit more expensive. The build quality is so good, I don't see why you wouldn't pay a little extra or expect to pay a little bit extra for a light made in Europe with such great build quality and a little bit more output and a better chip, because the Aperture 600C has not been updated with the Blair, whatever it's called. So yeah, that's something to think about as well. Now, the plan here is to put this right about here. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, there's gonna be a hotspot. There's gonna be a hotspot. I don't know if there's gonna be a hotspot or not, but we won't know until we turn the light on. So for right now, I'm not gonna worry about it. Turn it on now, bingo. We're getting a pretty decent spread. Let's go see what it looks like inside without our tint. Another benefit to using the Epos 600 is that you're gonna get tons of different lights in one. And that's what I love about it. It's like very versatile, very useful. You ever come back and your white balance is all jank? Yeah, me too. Okay, so what I'm seeing right now on our camera, it's fine, but it's not ideal. Honestly, this is not exactly what I wanted, and you got the hotspot. So we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. This could turn out great, or it could turn out terrible. So the benefits of the Kelvin Epos 600, you've got lots of different possibilities for the light. It's got incredible build quality. The control module is touchscreen, very easy to use. It's got these things, it's like multiple different amounts of diffusion or magnification to cover the chip, which is kind of crazy. It's a thing I haven't ever seen on a light. So I think I'm gonna move the light a little bit over. So yeah, I love the Epos 600, but there are budget alternatives and there are some downsides to the light. First downside I would say is because it's built so well, it's pretty heavy. Okay. Yo, Lord. All right. It's gonna have to go higher. All right. Oh, this is a terrible idea. Sucks. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was about to quit this whole video because I don't think that this is going to work. However, and I'll explain why. Basically, the window's too high. I don't have the resources to properly block out the window. And because this insane white surface I have over here, no light is gonna be able to compete with that. Maybe a 1200 would work. And I don't even have the cone on the light, so we're just getting bare bulb numbers, which for any light are not impressive. But on the upside, this is something that every, one-man band filmmaker faces. So in the spirit of that, I'm gonna try a different method and see if I can overcome this challenge, if you will. While I do that, I'm going to talk to you about the budget options for the Epos 600, because I know we filmmakers, we love the budget option, the budget variant. First things first, I guess technically you could call the Aperture 600C a budget option for this light, although there's like a couple $100 of difference. I don't really see it as a budget option, truthfully. If you're gonna spend whatever you're gonna spend on a 600C, you might as well get something that has better build quality, a better chip, these customizable little deals here, which is pretty cool. And is just a better light overall. A genuinely insane budget option, which is more powerful than both of these lights, is the Nanlite 500C. It is just an RGB WW light, so not as good of a chip. It's not near as good of build quality. It's mostly plastic built. It's their lower end lights, but what it does have is a lot of output, a lot more output than these lights, at least in the white light spectrum. And I think it's like $500, $700. It's insane. So that's definitely an option. Those are the budget variations of this light, things you could pick up. That's all that I know of. There are some other companies that have versions, but really when it comes down to it, nobody's beating that Nanlite option in terms of price, and no one's beating this in terms of build quality and price combo. So there's just no other option really besides the Nanlite as far as I know. I should probably tell you what I'm doing. So basically what we got here is this light comes with these really, really nice little mounts for an umbrella. I think some of their target audience is like a combo between photographers and filmmakers. So they have the umbrella mount, and I love a good umbrella. Big umbrella guy. So what I was thinking is we could use the umbrella, because it's such a large umbrella, as you can tell, to block out most of the window. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's certainly worth a shot. Wow, you could really torque this thing down and bend the pole holding your umbrella. What we're gonna do is bring the light as close to the window as possible. Kids, do not try this at home. Then we're gonna plop this like that, and we're gonna stick up. Now I know what you're thinking. This guy is a menace. He does not have any sandbags on this light. You would be right, except that now, since I'm not doing the little flag thing, I'm definitely gonna add sandbags, and I'm gonna bring this umbrella much closer to the light. Some of the benefits of what we're doing right here is we're gonna create a nice soft source. Okay, that's helpful. We're also creating a little bit of the flag setup that we were already gonna try and make. Put some sand on it. I'm gonna be honest, I think we might be onto something here. Now, because most of the light, or most of our window is covered, we're gonna bring back the flag and use it to block off the rest of the window, which I think very possibly could work. To know if it's gonna work, we're gonna have to go inside. Here's the view of the setup from the outside. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. We obviously have the Epos 600 up there shooting into that, and it's giving us a nice cast of green across the whole thing. All right, so the goal of this setup is a really nice, really clean silhouette, which I think we've achieved. So we achieved this look that we were going for, but there's other looks that I wanted to get. Because we have app control in the Epos 600, right now I'm in this RGB mode. We could adjust. We can give it a nice deep red. We could go a really nice blue or purple even. Go up to this teal, which is very nice. But what we could also do is pop into our CCT, drop it to this nice warm look, which is what originally was another one of my frames, and I personally really like this look. We can adjust the intensity. What's funny about it is because the outside light, the only outside light that's getting in is the light coming from the blue sky now. If we cut the light, we're gonna get this nice bluish look to the window. If we boost that light up, we're gonna get, that's at like 1700 Kelvin. We could go all the way to the other side and get 20,000 Kelvin, bring it down a little bit. So now we've got a nice 20,000 really, really blue. What I like about using RGB lights as key lights or as lights like this is that we can tune the green magenta shift however we want. We can hit neutral and it'll neutral it. But yeah, I mean, I love the look of this. What I also think is cool, a little bit of a look, just like this. You're getting some of the light at 70%, you're still getting some of that skylight coming in, which I think is a pretty cool look. So now that we have a light that's out here and it's permanently out here, the thing I like about this is that for the whole day, we're gonna have a consistent light. And that is something that is very underrated. Because if you've got the consistent light, then you can do whatever you want. For instance, I'm gonna bring my camera over here and bring it down to this really cheap tripod. Bring it down to a little bit more eye level. Something we can do now is bring the CCT range to like something like that. Yes, this is a moody look, but if you had a little bit of a wrap around here, you're gonna have a really nice light for a really nice interview, which I think is a pretty cool setup. So we've got our silhouette look, we've got an interview look. You know, anytime you've got a nice window light setup like this, then you're gonna be able to create really nice product shots. So then, you know, I can go and I can grab one of these lights and be like, look, this is the new Kelvin Play light. And well, I guess it's new, it's not really new. I can show you how nice the interface is, color that's coming out of it. I mean, this is a really nice setup. I went back down to 640 on the ISO, and yeah, this is very nice. You got really nice window light, but you're on the shadow side of it. You have to angle it out towards the window. So that's 3 lighting setups with a Kelvin Epos 600. Now, these lighting setups are not incredibly complex by any means, but I think it's important to have a good idea of how to get good, high quality, natural lighting coming through a window, but still have the ability to do something a little bit more ethereal with it as well. There's tons of versatility to this kind of like black out the window, replace the window light with your own light kind of setup. And I've done this on numerous different shoots. I did it on some music videos. I've done it for a narrative film, 2 narrative short films actually. And every time what it does is it takes the most uncontrollable thing in the scene, which is oftentimes the window, because we can't control the outside light, and it makes it controllable. And so that's the reason why you would want a setup like this. And a quick breakdown of everything I used 2 C-stands with the arms. I used a shower curtain and a pole to go between them. I used a combo stand with a 40 by 40 black floppy, a rolling combo stand with the Epos 600 on it. Oh, and then technically I used this Aperture B7C bulb, but you could use any sort of light with that. The camera I'm shooting on is the Lumix S5 with the kit lens 20-60. The BTS camera is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which I think is a perfect BTS camera. It's what I'm gonna be bringing on all my shoots from now on. Oh, and my mic is the Rode Wireless Pro.